Hello, my gorgeous sweetie darlings. Thank you for joining me for this video again. I haven't done a long form video in quite a while. I am dedicating this video to one of my viewers who emailed me. I won't give a name just because I don't know if they're okay with me giving the name, so I'm just going to leave them as anonymous. I'm going to read some of it to you, but it says, "Hi Tina, I hope this email finds you well." Very, very common intro, especially if you work at a law firm. That's exactly how I start with all my letters. Okay, so he introduced himself, and then I'd like to first apologize for the unsolicited email, as this is random and I came across your email after reviewing the comments under your YouTube video applying for the California bar exam as a foreign law grad, UK LLB law degree. Yep, that was a video I did a couple years ago when I was living in Vegas. And another thing is, you never have to apologize for emailing me. As long as the email's not rude and crass and you're trying to hit on me. If it's a genuine question, of course, you are more than welcome to email me about anything that you like. I have a lot of viewers that come to me for random advice, and that's fine too. Whatever you want, you can email me and I will do my utmost best to try and help you and answer your queries and questions. However, I did see that you mentioned your email under one of the comments for those asking to get in touch with you. So I hope this is okay. And I've gone out to reach out to you. He's so polite. Honestly, it's really sweet. But thank you. I do appreciate the gesture. If not, no worries. Please disregard this email. I can tell you're Canadian. Like, I'm Canadian, so, you know, we are so overly polite, and it's very sweet though. No one ever gets angry or gets offended of being too polite, but I do appreciate your email and your consideration and thoughtfulness. I intend to study, okay, so having completed my undergraduate degree, I intend to study law. Yay! I recently applied via UCAS. Oh my god, UCAS. For those of you non-British viewers, or those of you who aren't trying to get into school in England, if you're from another country, UCAS is the system of university application, and you only get like 4 choices. It's not like America where you can literally apply to 1,000 schools. You only have 4 choices, and it actually makes it easier. It really helps you narrow it down to the 4 most important, and I think it's actually more effective. But America's all about money, capitalism, so yeah, they don't care, they just want your money. But UCAS, with my LNAT test score for a few programs in the UK, unfortunately, I've received offers. Congratulations, always really lovely news to receive offers. Having said all this, I've come to the crossroads of contemplating whether it's worth rejecting my offers for the UK, in which I'd start this coming September. It's coming really soon, isn't it? And rather studying for the LSAT to apply this coming fall and receive an acceptance for September 2024. Or rather, should I pursue my current offers, take on the LLB in the UK and secure my degree and license, despite knowing that I'll most definitely want to end up in California in the long run? More specifically, I'm wondering that if I do pursue the LLB in the UK, should I receive my degree, what does the process look like to transfer to California without a license? Only my completed LLB degree. And on the other hand, what does the transfer process look like if I do complete my license in addition to my LLB degree? I ask you to explain the distinction between these 2 scenarios, as I've consulted forums, YouTube videos and other blogs indicating that an LLM is required to practice law in the US for those with an LLB. I understand if this is a lot, or if you're unable to answer. Again, so polite. There's obviously no obligation to do so. It's just that I was very thankful for the initial video and the ways in which you explain things, as you come across genuine and motivated to pursue your goals. So I thought I'd reach to someone who was at some point in a similar position and has gotten the future sorted out. I apologise for any inconveniences this may have caused or any time I've taken away from your day. I hope all is well. I'm laughing because it's so sweet. I'm not laughing at the email. I'm laughing because it's actually really, really sweet, and very few people are so considerate, and I do appreciate it. And honestly, this is the type of attitude that gets you far, especially in the legal world. We are in a service, people-oriented industry, and having good communication and good people skills goes so far, and not just being disingenuous and fake. Because when you're disingenuous, or you're like faking a smile, pretending to be nice, it's obvious and people pick up on that. And when you are actually genuinely kind, you kind of like spread that positive energy about, and your interactions are improved over other people's. This is what I find with myself. I'll make another video about that, like my experience at a law firm after a year. I have just actually passed the 1 year mark at my law firm, so that's news. I haven't really been uploading too much just because I've been just trying to study and work. So I'm going to I haven't made a law school video and an update. A lot of you have been actually emailing me and asking me, where are you at? Have you finished the bar? Have you done this? Have you done that? I am so sorry. I've been quite MIA. I've been not in the right headspace to make a video as of late, but I am coming out of the storm right now. So you're either thinking of doing your schooling in England, your LLB, and then coming to America, preferably California, and then undertaking the bar there. So basically, as you said, you want to end up in California. If you are absolutely 100% sure that you want to end up in California, I wouldn't go the England route. There's no benefit of having an English degree apart from your individual skills. Certain law firms and certain companies may look at that as a good thing. It's kind of like a resume booster. People are very fond of English law degrees because we have arguably one of the most complicated and difficult exams in the world. And we're trained differently. We have the LPC and the BTC, whatever it's called right now, the bar in England, where they really prep us for the profession. Unlike in America, there's no prep. You literally finish law school and then you're on your own, and then everything is dependent on your personal experience. But in England, they prep us a lot more than other countries because of those professional courses that are mandatory for us to take, because we can't practice without them. The factors I would consider are, I'm telling you now, if you've never studied abroad and you study in England, you're probably going to reconsider what you want to do after you finish school there, because you will fall in love with, especially London, if you go to school there. Your whole course of your plan of action might totally change once you study abroad. So I know you're saying, okay, your heart is set on California now, but your LLB will take 3 years, and you will go through so many different life experiences through that time. Uni was definitely my favorite time, and you'll probably change your mind 1,000,000 times before you graduate. So you need to keep an open mind. I know your heart is set on California, but I'm just telling you now from my experience, it doesn't matter what you're saying right now. You'll be a different person in 3 years after you finish your LLB. So keep an open mind that you may want to stay in England. You may want to do a whole bunch of different things, but there's really no benefit apart from, it's kind of like having an extra bells and whistles on your resume, like, oh, I've had my legal education in England, LLB. It's quite respected on a global scale. But when it comes down to the details and actually how it functions here, it's not that helpful in America unless you want to bypass the law schools here. Law school here is going to be a very different experience. It's more expensive, for one thing. You'll probably spend, if not the same, maybe more studying law in America than you would in England. The tuition price, like the tuition fees in England, are really cheap compared to the American tuition. American law schools set you back between 50 and 100 grand a year. So think of the price difference. And then you're also getting international experience, international education, and then you'll have your doors opened in case you want to stay in England or practice in England or even work for an English firm in Canada or America. So think about that. If you go to school in America, then you're pretty much set for American law career. The good thing is there will be no dispute. Like, you won't have to get your credits evaluated. You won't have to go through loopholes. You'll just stay on the American track. Once you do your American law degree here, then it's just like, okay, you finish law school, then you just do the bar, and then you're done, you're barred, and then you can practice. It's a lot more straightforward if you don't go the English route. If you go the English route like I did, you have to come here and figure out, okay, how am I going to sit the bar? Had to like join the California bar online, and you have to put all your details in. You get different numbers and this and that. I have all the details written down somewhere, but it's complicated. Then you have to pay like an evaluator, professional evaluation services, $350 for them to like spend weeks going through all your credits and all your courses and everything that you did in England to equate it to American credentials. I've got that. So I've got this certificate sealed in an envelope for when I apply to sit the bar exam that basically says, yeah, her credits are equivalent to a JD. So, okay, then the thing is, okay, so if you finished like me, did your LLB in England, if you don't do your LPC, you have to do your American Masters in America. No question. Even my qualified barrister friends had to do the American Masters before they were able to sit the bar in certain states. Like, there's only a few states that are open to us anyway. I think New York and California are the main two portals that we go through. New York is far more strict. I haven't touched New York in a long time because they were ridiculous about my credential evaluate. They got very confused about my credits and this and that. California, they're more reliable when it comes to your credits. But they say either do your American Masters. Mind you, the American Masters is 70 to 100,000 for 9 months. Just to get your Masters. It's kind of to cure the absence of an American JD. It's kind of weird, right? Even though your credits are equivalent to a JD, they still require you to do the American Masters in order to sit their bar. The other alternative was qualify in the UK with your LPC. And once you're qualified as a solicitor in the UK, then you can sit the bar in California. I don't know about New York right now. They never used to allow that. Especially if you're a GDL LPC convert, they don't like that. You have to have an LLB. There's no ifs or buts or circle around it. You have to have an LLB. If you have a GDL, they will totally reject you and they will require you to do your American Masters. I know they have set up a little more leniency towards UK qualified people. So I think, I haven't looked into it, but the rules are always changing. So I would look into it. I would speak to somebody because I know recently they had opened up more opportunities for UK lawyers to convert easier into to sit the New York bar. They can take about a year to sort out your application there. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, that's basically my advice. You have to think about, in 3 years, you're probably going to be a very different person. You have to be open to the fact that you may change what you want to do in the end. You may change where you want to be. Especially if you live in England, you may even consider staying in England or, I don't know, even going to another country, who knows. It's so metropolitan over there. It's so diverse. It's such an amazing place, especially London. And you're going to have the time of your life if you study there. It's just such an amazing experience. And I recommend it to everyone, especially doing law there. We have all the law societies in London as well. You know, like the Harry Potter kind of thing. That's where they got it from our law, like this English dining culture. And they filmed Harry Potter in one of our law societies. Lincoln's Inn, you can actually look that up in the dining hall. If you love law and the history, you're going to love England because it's been around for so much longer than American legal system, obviously, because England's far older. Law societies have all been around since the 1300s and very old, ingrained legal culture. It's just such an amazing experience to go through. But if, like I said, if you're really, really, really hell-bent on just staying in America, I don't see too much of a benefit of going the English route. America likes things done their own way, and if you really, really just want to stay in America, there's no point going to England as far as it comes down to like mechanics and you getting into law school. It's so much easier and more straightforward if you stick to an American school and go the American route to your career. Only go England if you have an open mind and you're willing to accept the complications and hoops that you have to jump through if you want to then dual qualify like I am, or come back to America and see what you have to do, because it's not straightforward. You're kind of like an outcast here. You don't have the same background as everyone else. Some law firms have liked the fact that I have a different background. I bring something different to the table. But then again, when it comes down to the actual root of how you're supposed to do things, it complicates things doing things in England. Unless you specifically want to qualify UK law and American law and have something to do with both of them, there's really no benefit unless it's just for the experience. And I hope I've helped some of you today. If you have any more questions or you need me to elaborate on anything else, please do let me know. Feel free to email me at ideal.doll@icloud.com. Bye-bye.